Hi everyone, it's Marianne. Welcome to a very Merry Plantmas. Today is going to be a fun one, sharing with you my holiday decorate with me vlog. And I've been wanting to share this one since the start of Vlogmas and Plantmas, and I've even teased about it in previous vlogs even before the start of Plantmas. And for the holiday decor, I'm going for a more modern Scandinavian Christmas vibe, and kind of like with my fall DIY projects, I took some inspiration off Pinterest and tried to make it into a reality. And I'm also trying to keep my decor minimal since my bedroom is small. And really, the main focal point of it is this faux fireplace that I created, which I'm very happy to share with you how I created it in this video, as well as with the other holiday DIYs that I did as part of that. And most of the items that I used for this holiday decor, I got from the Dollar Tree or from the dollar section of Target. So if you want to recreate something similar, you can definitely do so under a small budget. But if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments and I'll be sure to answer them very quickly. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. First, I want to share with you this product that I received from feelhappy.com, which is their DIY knot box, which definitely fits the modern Scandinavian vibe that I'm going for in my holiday decor. And as you can see, it came in beautiful and sustainable packaging, and I'm always happy to support small businesses that are eco-friendly. The knot box is very easy to assemble. The planter or box itself is made from felt, a really sturdy one, and it comes with 4 genuine leather straps for you to assemble it all together. And we can discuss in the comments, or I could talk about it more in a future video. But I do think that using genuine leather is more environmentally friendly in the long run compared to using faux leather. And in their YouTube channel, they have a video on 4 different ways you could add the knot or tie the knot for this knot box, and I'm doing the one that's my favorite method, which is just folding the leather strap into half, tie it on the other end, loop it around, and also clasp it together. And you can see it's very easy and very quick to do. And here's how it looks like all completely assembled. And from here, you can further personalize this box by adding your own decorations, either on the straps or on the box itself. And there's a couple ways that you could use this box. You could use it as a storage container. Like here, I'm putting all my dog's toys in it, and it makes for a very minimal but also aesthetic way to keep your stuff organized. And you could also use it as a planter, and I'm going to be using it as a planter for my Thigh Constellation Monstera so that it could fit into my room along with the rest of my holiday decorations. I added a upcycled plastic tray so that when I water my plant, it doesn't ruin or soak the knot box planter since it's made out of felt, and I'm just putting in my Thigh Constellation Monstera. And to give you an idea, my Thigh Constellation Monstera is in a 10 to 12 inch pot, so that's how large of a plant you could put in the knot box and use it as your planter. Thanks again to feelhappy.com for sending me this. This is not a paid promotion. I received this product for free, but if you'd like to purchase one for yourself, my Amazon affiliate link is down in the description, and you could use the code Marian25 to get 25% off your order. Unfortunately, I lost the footage of how I was able to turn those 2 pieces of styrofoam board into this, so I'm just gonna walk you through it. So basically with those 2 pieces of styrofoam, I just cut it to size. And what I can tell you is that the size is going to be relative on how big you want it to be. But my tip would be is to make sure that this part over here is really wide, and this one is about a foot from this edge to this edge, and same on that side. And you don't want to make the fireplace hole too big, especially if you're using styrofoam that is not too thick. I would suggest using a styrofoam that is at least 2 inches thick, especially if you're going to put decorations like I would on top. And this dimensions just ensure that it won't break as easily. And with this one, how I created this faux brick is I followed the tutorial from the Sorry Girls, but I didn't have the tool that they had, so I just used my curling iron to do it, to mark these lines and this holes to make it look like a faux brick. And to assemble it for the mantle, I made sure to do a double one just because it is a much stronger mantle, especially I'm putting decorations on top, and also it looks nice. And the way I reinforced it is, aside from just gluing it, I use bamboo skewers to kind of like nail it down. So I use like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on it. And for the extra styrofoam board, I just put it down there as kind of like the flooring of it. And let me turn this back around so you can see what I did to help further reinforce it. As you see here at the back, I pasted this black tarp, which is like a black table cover from the dollar store. Just cut the size and I just taped it on the wall to be the backing of the fireplace. I created a hole for the wall socket because that's where I'm going to be plugging in the Christmas lights. And to reinforce the fireplace onto the wall, I put a couple of command hooks. And this is the back of the fireplace. As you can see, I reinforced it with some cardboard tubes. This is not like your paper towel or tissue paper tubes. These are very thick. This came from my vinyl and from gift wraps. So it is very thick enough to actually provide real support for the styrofoam backing. And as you can see, the skewers poking out here, that's what I used to reinforce it. And some ribbon rolls that are empty to provide support on top of the mantle. And where I think it would be flimsy, it would be better if I added a couple more here on the side, but the reason I didn't do that because I think it would be visible, so I didn't do it. But so far it's working out well for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn it around, so like that. And then here at the back where I have this ribbon roll, I'm just going to hook it over there just like that. And there you go. That's how I made this faux fireplace. Now it's time to decorate it. Some I DIYing, some I just bought from the dollar store. So let's get on to it.
Look out your window, baby, where the snow is falling down.
Wooden beads from Amazon came, so I'm gonna go ahead and make my garland. This one cost me $6.99, so it's cheaper for me to make it myself than to buy it, because the one that I was looking at, like the one from Crate Barrel, was about $20. So if you can find it cheaper, then go ahead, just buy it. But for me, I just gonna DIY it. It came with like 3 different sizes of wooden beads. The largest one though wasn't as large as I wanted to be, but that's okay. So as you can see here, I kind of started already. So I think I'm going to do like 5 small, then the medium, 5 small, and then the large. We'll see how the pattern goes, and I'm going to put it on the fake fireplace. So the twine is going to be the length of the fireplace with a little bit of dip, of course. So I'm thinking about 3 to 4 feet.
There's a thick white blanket covering all of this town. Everyone is inside. They're getting ready to eat by the table.
And here is the garland on the fake fireplace. Looking pretty good so far. And for the next garland, I went with more natural greenery as opposed to a fake garland, which might be lighter for the fake fireplace, but it also adds to the fakeness of it. So with this one, it goes more with the modern Scandinavian vibe, but I kept in mind to make it light since it's sitting on a styrofoam board essentially. And I just filled in the gaps with the lighter parts of the branches. But this one is actually the second one that I made and different from the one that you saw in the intro, because that one already dried out by the time I was filming the rest of this video. And so I recreated it. As you can see, this second one is frustrating me a little bit because it's not setting or hanging the way the first one did. So it just needed a little bit more work for me than the first one did. I also use Christmas lights to wrap around the garland, so the Christmas lights holds the weight of the garland more than the mantle does. And this one laid in a more S shape than a U shape like in the intro, but we'll work with it. I wanted to create a Christmas village on top of the mantle, so using some styrofoam board that was left over, some cardboard, and my Cricut machine, I created a couple of the larger houses or buildings that I wanted for the Christmas village. But for the other ones, which you will see later, I just used tiny bird wooden houses from the dollar store, and I also just used my Cricut machine to create the windows and roof linings and doors for it.
And for the Christmas trees, I only DIY'd a couple of them, which is the one that you see here. Unfortunately, I also lost a clip of me making it, but essentially I used cardstock to make the cone shape and then wrap knitting yarn around it. And I also wrapped string light around it so you can see the effect later. And now I'm just adding the houses and the brush trees that I got from the dollar store and the dollar section of Target. And those are the dollar store birdhouses that I turned into Christmas village houses for my mantle. And now you can see the effect of the string lights on the Christmas trees and also the Christmas light turn on the garland that's just like peeking through underneath the greenery, which gives it that really great effect.
Okay, so now I'm going to put my dog's name on the stocking that I also got from the dollar store. And I am using this vinyl paper that I also got from the dollar store. It's permanent glitter paper. It is not heat transfer vinyl because I'm not sure how this well would do with heat. So I just decided to stick vinyl. I mean, this is something that is probably going to be not washed anyways. So I think it would be fine. And if it comes off, it doesn't really matter.
Unfortunately, the glitter vinyl from the dollar store didn't work out. It wasn't cutting too well with my Cricut Maker machine, so I had to use my regular Cricut foil vinyl, and it worked fine. I was able to cut my dog's name, but the other tricky part was transferring it onto the stocking because the transfer tape was sticking to the felt or fur of the stocking. So I had to do it really slowly to make sure that the letters are sticking and the fur or the felt is not sticking to the transfer tape as well. So that took a little bit of time, but it did work out. I was able to remove the transfer tape and place the name of my dog onto the stocking. And how I put it on the mantle is just I use a push pin. I moved it to the other side, but here's how, just showing you how I did it. And for the bottom of the fireplace, I created this candle holders. The candles are from the dollar store. That is an ornament from the Hunger Games Hallmark edition that I got a few years back, and just some recycled bottles that I put some rosemary on it, and also just use some ornaments that I already have lying around to kind of decorate it. And for this one, I use Epsom salt, placed it in this glass container, and put some of my brush Christmas trees and this metal Christmas tree that I got from the dollar store and the dollar section of Target, and just place it right next to those candles, and I think they all go really well together. And for the other side of the fireplace, I added a couple of plants that look like poinsettia plants. And for a decor to go along with my fireplace, I had this clear ornament balls also from the dollar store, and I just added greenery in it and used some twine to give it a string and hang it on my window. But eventually I also created another garland and hang the ornaments from there on the same window.
Oh, Christmas, it's what I'm starting to hear. The whispers reaching my ears of warm intentions. Oh, Christmas, we'll burn the coziest fire while wrapping love that's disguised as pretty presents. Everyone I know deserves a little bit of love. Every face I've seen through the year. Now's the time to see the good and try to rise above petty things that compromise our cheer. Oh, Christmas, the ground is fashionably green, but I imagine a scene with snowy sleigh rides. Oh, Christmas, let's take our kindness inside and test it out for a ride and love each other. Everyone out there deserves a little bit of love, even when it's not always clear.
And that's my small bedroom holiday decor with a modern Scandinavian vibe mainly the faux fireplace. So if you have any questions on how I created that, please let me know down in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. And if you're interested in purchasing the knot box from Feel Happy, I have a code for 25% off, Marian25, that you can use on Amazon. I'll leave the link down in the description if you're interested in purchasing it. But thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new here, please do subscribe. I come up with videos every week. And now that it's Plantmas, I'm coming up with videos 3 times a week. And if you want to check out previous Plantmas videos that you have missed, I have the playlist link up here and also down in the description, so you can watch those while you wait for my next one. But until then, I see you, I appreciate you, take care of yourself and each other, and have a plentiful holiday season. Bye!